Today in the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, we are going to be talking about WWE and ESPN burying Wrestlepalooza last Saturday. And now you're probably asking this question, why are you even bringing this up? Well, there's more information about ESPN and how Netflix is also not too happy with WWE. Also, we're going to be talking about the AJ Styles retirement news, and we're going to have that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. People, if we're live, first of all, and second of all, my microphone went out, and this is why my podcast is starting late today and whatnot, because apparently my my microphone went out. So now I don't have a microphone probably till next week. But anyway, we're gonna be talking about WWE's problems with what happened last Saturday as far as the ESPN burying Wrestlepalooza, giving them a C grade, a grade that they gave them. They only gave them a C. Pretty much, they were calling it an average. Now, if you guys didn't see Wrestlepalooza last week because you wasn't able to see it because you couldn't pay the $30 and your ESPN package did not have the ESPN Plus for you to see the Wrestlepalooza, you will see that WWE was pretty much what I call desperate, because as you guys well know, that when AEW announced the All Out show, they pretty much decided that WWE said, well, we're going to counter it. We're not going to counter it with NXT. We're not going to counter it with TNA or AAA. We're countering it with our main roster on a PLE. They went and they made a deal with ESPN and whatnot. And while they made this deal with ESPN and whatnot, then they decided it was supposed to start at, I believe, in January. I could be wrong. They even took away the main PLEs from Peacock, not only allowing Peacock to only put only the NXT shows. And they were desperate. They were trying to crush AEW and whatnot, and they were going to do everything possible to actually stop AEW and whatnot from having a successful pay-per-view. Not only that, but they kind of forced AEW to leave their 7 o'clock slot for All Out and move it up to 3 o'clock. And as you guys saw last week, AEW did their show. They did 5 hours, just like I said last week, as far as them. We're going to go overlap Wrestlepalooza. Wrestlepalooza was going to start at 7. Now, before we all this, WWE decided to make a deal with ESPN right away, and they didn't want them wait. They did not want to wait to put PLE and on ESPN. They wanted to put it on the same night that AEW was on, even though AEW was at 3 o'clock for All Out and whatnot that night. So, with that being said, so AEW had their show. Their show overlapped Wrestlepalooza. Wrestlepalooza started at 7. And AEW had this still the Hangman Page versus Kyle Fletcher match, and that overlapped the Wrestlepalooza show. But if you guys noticed, already the first match that they had in Wrestlepalooza was John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar beat John Cena. Now, I'm glad I brought that up because there was so many news coming in during the week as far as the aftermath of Wrestlepalooza. First of all, the aftermath of Wrestlepalooza, we saw that again. Brock Lesnar beat John Cena, and he beat him like nothing. Now, Originally, it was supposed to be John Cena beating Brock Lesnar. Now, WWE and other reports are stating that it was John Cena's idea to have Brock Lesnar beat him. Now, I don't believe that. I don't think it's true, whatever. But that was the idea. That was the pitch idea and whatnot. But that didn't happen. John Cena wanted Brock Lesnar to actually win this match. And whatnot. I don't know why. I guess he's trying to put people over, but Brock Lesnar don't need to be put over. Brock Lesnar put over himself, right? No, but they didn't do that. They didn't do that. And then to top it off, the match between Cody Rhodes and um, uh, Drew McIntyre. Another thing, another match that supposedly the storyline was, or the idea was put that uh, Randy Orton was gonna go and kind of cause Cody Rhodes to lose the match to Drew McIntyre. So Drew McIntyre, supposedly the idea was for him to win the WWE title that night, but that also was changed, and that match was real short. And if you think about it and whatnot, uh, you know these shows that show that they had on Saturday was not good at all. The only thing that saved this show, and basically they say, oh, they saved it from being average. The show was average regardless. Stephanie Raquel beating Io Sky for the title and whatnot. Kind of, they said they saved the show, which is true. It saved the show because the show was not even average by then. The Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins versus CM Punk and AJ Lee did not save the show. That match was not great at all. We saw what AJ Lee was doing at one point when she was just windmill slapping Seth Rollins and whatnot, and that match was too long. Was too long, and this, like I said the last time in my last a couple of podcasts back then, when I said that this was uh, Stacey Evans or whatever her name is, Lacey Evans, and Baron Corbin match versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch back in 2019, I think it was. And whatnot. So they kind of did it that way, but the match was no good. The match was no good. So what did the WWE expected for ESPN to say? They had one of their beat writers, and that beat writer gave this show a C. Okay, and the WWE fan base went ballistic. They were pissed off. They were pissed off Sunday. All this and this and that, and why? Everything was why. Okay, and at the end of the day, you can't blame ESPN for being honest. Blame Triple H. Triple H has not been doing his job for the last couple of months. The storylines that they have is no good. Top it all, SmackDown came in that Friday, the day before the show, came in on a 1.3 ratings, which means they're losing fans. And that's not only that. ESPN was not happy with this show, if you think about it. The president was like, okay, what the hell happened here? And not only that, then reports came in that Netflix is not really happy with WWE because they had lost half of the audience that they had back in January. So their Raw shows are not doing good. It's because the storylines are not good. Okay, we saw this weekend. We saw who was it? Oscar versus Rhea Ripley, and now we have Oscar turn heel again. I'm gonna say again because she was a heel before and whatnot with Kyrie Singh, and then all of a sudden she was a baby face, and now she's a heel again. So they're putting the card again. The whole now it's gonna be Io Sky against Oscar in this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people may not like what I'm saying, but in reality, it is the truth. WWE is in trouble if you think about it, because if you think about it, Fox Sports let WWE go that didn't re-sign with WWE or whatnot because there was no investment. They said it. We paid $5 million or $1 billion, whatever it was. There was no investment back. The people can say whatever they want, but at the end of the day, that is the facts. And facts are facts. Okay? But what we seeing here with WWE and whatnot is they're so desperate to go after AEW, and the shit failed. And I've been saying this for weeks. They doing that. They've been trying to counter program AEW for months. It has not worked. Now the word is they are not counter programming for the rest of the year and whatnot. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You got to ask those questions. What is really going on with WWE? And you look at Triple H is everywhere. He's doing podcasts. He's saying this. He even went as far as saying, "Oh, if any other wrestler from other promotions outside of the United States want to come in, and for what? You're not doing anything, okay? You're not doing it." Now they have, I think, Rusev right now is gonna have a match with Dominic Mysterio. Why? Why are we having heel versus heel? This is something that Triple H's been doing heel versus heel or babyface versus babyface, dividing the crowd or their fan base for what? Meanwhile, they've been doing lazy booking. They've been doing lazy booking. Last night we saw SmackDown, a triple threat match between Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill, and Nia Jax. And everybody's blaming the referee for the botch pin. When I definitely saw the match, and you could actually see Nia Jax looking dead at the referee and did not lift her shoulder up. So now that referee may lose her job. But now who's to blame on that? You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised they didn't give the belt to Jay Cargill. Jay Cargill got busted open last night and whatnot because Nia Jax she does not protect her fucking wrestlers. She don't. She threw Jay Cargill straight into the steel steps, and she busted her head open. And if you think about it, Nia Jax has always been known to hurt her fellow wrestlers. Many people may not agree with me with that, but it's a fact. It's been known. She hurt Carrie Singh years ago and whatnot. She busted her open by throwing her outside the ring. So, however you put it, WWE right now is in kind of a chaos if you think about it, right? And then the funny thing is, I'm hearing, TNA, Santino Marella telling me, we're going to be the number 2 federation promotion in the country. That's not happening. You get off that delusional shit because it's not happening. NXT right now, they got this thing now with the NXT TNA, NXT Invasion. But in reality, if you think about it, that NXT TNA Invasion, it's not really an invasion. It's not an invasion because Joe Hendry's been there, Mike Santana's been there, Frank Kazarian's been there. All these wrestlers has been there. So how is that an invasion? Because you're bringing more people in. Moose has wrestled, I believe, Obafemi. So how's that an invasion? That's not an invasion. This is what WWE tries to throw you in your face. That, this is cool, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. They lie to you. They play you. But if you're a real wrestling fan, you got to ask yourself this question: is TNA invaded NXT? No, it's not an invasion. I don't care how they put it. They try to make this interesting, and the only reason they're throwing the TNA in there because most likely TNA may be in CW soon. They probably picked them up, you know. So, but at the end of the day, for TNA to say, we're going to be number 2, no, you're not. Because without NXT and WWE, you don't even have a channel right now. And besides all your guys that you got there, the guys that I respect is Moose, Steve Macklin. Everybody else, I don't know who the hell they are. I mean, y'all so desperate to get some type of clout that you're putting the Dudley Boys against the Hardy in a tables and ladders match. Why? Okay, those guys. What I say? The time has come and gone. I don't care if you got the Hardy as the tag team champions. They've been tag team champions, but you're gonna put now the Dudleys. I mean, come on. So this is what WWE shows you. This is what WWE is throwing in there. You know what I'm saying? They're too busy. Triple H is too busy running around, being in podcasts and whatever you want to call it. I mean, it is what it is. But Triple H is not doing nothing. And this is what ESPN gave Wrestlepalooza a C, because they just threw matches together. There was no build-up stories to any of the matches. Stephanie Vecchio either. They came over with an excuse about, oh, Stephanie Vecchio was sick. Come on, stop the shit. Stop lying. The guys were not ready for this. And the shit blew up in your face. And if things start getting worse, things are going to get much worse now because AJ Styles is about to retire. Now, the last couple of months, AJ Styles has been in, I think he was in a feud with Dominic Mysterio, but in reality, AJ Styles said it, I don't want to continue wrestling. I don't want to be like these guys who I can't move. He's been wrestling, I don't know, for 20 something years. The guy's been around for so long. Former TNA World Champion, former TNA X Division Champion, Tag Team, NWA Tag Team Champion, IWGP Champion, WWE Champion on several occasions. And I believe he got the Intercontinental United States title, if I'm correct. But the guy has done everything. And AJ Styles right now, he feels that he got nothing else to prove. He really don't have anything else to prove. But now the word is him and John Cena are going to go at it at Crown Jewel. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, most likely it's going to be AJ Styles going to have to carry that match because John Cena is not the same guy who he wrestled in SummerSlam years ago. It's not the same guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same guy. And, you know, it's AJ Styles right now is one of the best wrestlers that WWE has done. And I'm glad that when he came in 2016, they didn't put him at NXT. They brought him up to the main roster when he showed up at the 2016 Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? And he succeeded where he needed to be succeed. Now, the one thing that didn't succeed was that match with him and Nakamura. They were trying to relive what was it? Wrestle Kingdom 10 match between Nakamura and AJ Styles that lasted 35 minutes in Japan. They tried to do the same thing at a WrestleMania, I think it was 2017 or 2018, one of those, and it did not live to that height. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? The man has done a lot. Come on, he was the leader of the Bullet Club. Like I said, he won the IWGP Championship as soon as he came into New Japan. WWE, the same thing. He beat Roman Reigns. He beat Seth Rollins. He beat all the top guys in the company, and he's gonna go to the WWE Hall of Fame and whatnot. You know, one of the real guys that I always follow is fused with Samoa Joe, with Classic. You know what I'm saying? His matches with Randy Orton. You know, so there was a lot of stuff that AJ Styles has done. Now, a lot of us AEW fans wanted AJ Styles to go to AEW. We will be perfect in there. But never know. He could retire and in a year he might show up again in AEW. But I think he already said it. I think his body can't take the punishment anymore. And I remember back in 2014 and 2015, he had back problems when he was the IWGP World Champion in Japan. So he had a lot of back problems back then. So is he ever going to wrestle in AEW? I doubt it. And if he does, he might be a one match or two match, whatever the case may be. But never know. I mean, he said he's done. So if he said he's done, he's done. And I believe that he's done. You know, so you know it's crazy, but you know, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Again, guys, if my microphone, I don't have a microphone. My microphone is dead. For some reason, the microphone is not working, so I have to use the microphone from the camera. So if I sound muffled, I sound horrible, I'm sorry, but you know, it is what it is. But that is it for me today. This is a very short video due to, again, technical problems. I do not like doing podcasts without no mic. So again, I apologize. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think. If WWE is in trouble with this whole ESPN, they deal with ESPN. Netflix is not happy with them either because they had lost half of the audience that came in January. The last how you call it? The last ratings for last SmackDown last week was a 1.3. We don't know how much it was this week, and then this week doesn't look good either. So 1.3. Netflix is not happy. ESPN definitely. And you know, sometimes I feel ESPN did was a wake up call for WWE because They needed to grade him. They considered they wanted to be an ESPN, you know, sport app, right? But you still say you're not a sport, so what you're doing at ESPN? That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So to me, the way I'm looking at it is like, you guys, uh, you guys, they try to pull the trigger too fast on AEW, and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? It did not work, and again, counter programming blew up in their face. That's the way you look at it. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you think. Let me know what your whole bang bang and whatnot. Let me know what you think about this whole ESPN Buries Wrestlepalooza. What do you think about AJ Styles retiring? Is it the right move? He's still young, and maybe, like I said, I guess he doesn't want to be looking like some of these wrestlers that put their body on the line for too long, and then they're walking in canes or hurting and doing all this signing and whatnot. If is that a right move that AJ Styles is doing? Let me know what you think. Again, guys, follow me right there on Facebook, Instagram, and the X, and especially follow my YouTube channel and whatnot. Also, we are also available on the audio podcast, as you see it there on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon Music, and other stuff and whatnot. So let me know what you think. Again, I apologize for sounding horrible. My microphone went out, so we'll probably have something better next week. Until then, guys, be safe, and I'll see you guys next week.